Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, your journey, our passion, and by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Hello and welcome to a brand new Autoline Daily. I'm Jim Hall from 2953 Analytics, filling in for John. And now let's move on to today's top stories, shall we? Not surprisingly, Fiat is delaying Alfa Romeo's return to the U.S. once again. Originally, CEO Sergio Marchionne said the brand would make its comeback in 2008, but now says Alfa will not be here at U.S. dealerships until next spring. We'll have to wait and see about that. But with two cars in the pipeline for the U.S. and Canadian markets, the 4C mid-engine coupe and the Mazda Miata-based Alfa Spider, they are going to have to pull the trigger on Alfa within a year. California is putting its money where its mouth is. Legislators in the Golden State just extended tax credits for electric vehicles through 2024. California plans to raise about $2 billion by extending vehicle registration fees to help pay for the program. The bill will also set aside money to help develop 100 hydrogen fuel cell refueling stations over the next decade. As you know, California is aggressively trying to reduce CO2 emissions and smog by mandating EV sales. By 2025, the state wants zero-emission and/or plug-in vehicles to account for 15% of all their car sales in the state. Hyundai is going to show off a souped-up version of the Genesis Coupe at this year's SEMA show in Las Vegas. The company's teamed up with Bismoto Engineering to create a 1,000 horsepower version of the car. Yes, 1,000 horsepower. The SEMA-bound Genesis Coupe is powered by Hyundai's 3.8-liter V6 engine, with a few special modifications, of course. In addition to the engine upgrade, the car also features chassis and interior modifications, as well as a custom blue paint job and carbon fiber deck lid up front and in back. Isn't this all Bugatti Veyron territory? In a first for the Euro NCAP crash test program, a Chinese-developed car received a 5-star overall crash rating. The bragging rights go to the Qoros 3 sedan, which is made by a 50-50 joint venture between Chery Automobile and the Israel Corporation. It received high scores in all 4 areas, which include adult occupant, child occupant, pedestrian, and safety assist tests. And this is a significant step for the Chinese auto industry for a car that doesn't unzip all its welds when it hits the barrier. On Monday, Autoline announced that it's giving away this beautifully detailed die-cast model of the Le Mans winning Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. Autoline randomly chose the winner from its email subscription list. And so, without further ado, the lucky winner is Kevin Rakich from North Canton, Ohio. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, and congratulations, Kevin. To sign up for the newsletter, just visit Autoline.tv and follow the link on the sidebar. You'll get all of Autoline's updates delivered straight to your inbox. Coming up next, a look at Infiniti's unprecedented steer-by-wire system in the new Q50.
There's so much to love about Bridgestone's Dueler tires. The amazing traction, the quiet, comfortable ride, and they're really tough. It's like loving 3 tires in one.
Hi, I'm Bert Brooks from Infiniti Product Planning, and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the new direct adaptive steering system on the new Infiniti Q50. This is a new steering system, world's first adaptation of a fully electronic feedback steering system, meaning that we have a simple steering rack underneath the car, actuated by 2 electric motors connected to the wheels. But that rack is hard mounted to the subframe of the vehicle and is electronically actuated. The way this system works is the driver's inputs are measured as he makes a change or a command at the steering wheel. That is picked up by a sensor. A computer calculates the required movement of the tires. That command is given to the steering rack, and the steering rack then moves to that position. The feedback occurs in that the power draw that's required by the motors in order to actuate the change is measured, and that is used by the computer to calculate then a feel at the steering wheel, which gives a complete continuous feedback loop between the road and the driver's hands, yet does so without a mechanical connection. Now, we do have a redundant mechanical shaft there should there ever be any problem. In the unlikely event of a complete electrical system failure, then that mechanical shaft would be engaged by a clutch, and then you would have mechanical steering again. But in normal operation mode, the system would operate purely with an electronic feedback loop, and that gives us many advantages. The first being that we can filter and remove from the vehicle certain kinds of vibrations in the steering that otherwise would be annoying to the driver and disturbing. Yet we can also offer a connected to the road feeling and provide feedback to the driver's hands to tell him what's happening at the road surface, and provide nevertheless a connected to the road feeling without the harsh, dirty noise kinds of feedback that that can occur in a sport-oriented kind of steering system. So that's the first big benefit. The second big benefit is because the calibration of the system is done electronically and through software, we can provide the driver with many, many different settings as far as steering effort and steering response. The driver can choose from some pre-programmed ones from the factory that range from more kind of touring kind of feeling to a very sporty kind of feeling in the steering, or we can give the driver the option to create their own personal mode and select their own combination of response and effort as they choose.
If you want to learn more about the Q50 and John's impression of Infiniti's steer-by-wire system, click the link in today's show notes. And just a reminder before I go, make sure you tune in tomorrow's episode of Autoline After Hours. John and Peter's guest will be John Davis, the chief engineer of the Ford Fiesta ST, and that's a car that makes me smile. He'll also be bringing one to the studio for the guys to smile about too. So tune in this Thursday at 6 p.m. for some of the best insider discussion in the auto industry. That's it for today's show. Once again, I'm Jim Hall from 2953 Analytics. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.